Welcome to the show. Isaac, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good, sir. The comment in the chat threw me off already.
Oh, I love the show.
Yeah, guess who it
I
is?
love
It's
the
Rick.
show.
It's Rick.
It's Rick. Rick, come on, Rick. Well, at least he's saying nice things and not hateful things. So
And the night is young, sir.
that night is definitely young. Anyway, welcome to the game chat. So we're very excited because we have our guest, Jonah Dew from Tantrum House. What is up, Jonah? How are you?
What's up, everybody? I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you two?
Yeah, we're doing
Great.
well. We're doing well. So, we wanted to have you on the game chat for a couple reasons. We'll get to some convention-related reasons shortly. But I think that with the three of us being in some sort of games media, we're always asked to teach games. Isn't that right?
I would agree. It happens
Yeah.
often.
So we're often the ones with the giant bags of games. We're showing up. We're teaching games. We're having to learn them before. Nobody wants to learn games. You know, they just want you to teach them. So just this past week, somebody came over with a game. They were like, "Here we go." I was like, "Okay, I got this." It was their game. So
You guys are going to love
Isaac,
this. For Christmas, my little sister got me a shirt that says, "I read the rules, so you don't have to."
I like it. That's a good shirt.
My whole family, right? It was like back when we were playing games coming up, it was like, oh, anyone can read it. But now
Yeah.
they're like, oh, Jonah's got it.
That's your job. Absolutely. So Isaac has a new background. So tell us about the background.
I moved.
Okay.
Like the Calyxes are over there, and there's more game shelves over here that you can just kind of see over that way. So, oh no, there goes my camera.
Oh no.
Oh no, what happened?
I don't know, but we still hear you with no visual.
I turned all the lights off in the house apparently. So yeah, I moved to the game table. I have no idea what happened. Go ahead and start the first question. I'll figure this
You're
out.
frozen. Okay, so I will start the first question. Jonah, normally it's me who has the technical difficulties. I seem to corner the market on that one.
Okay.
And so this is a first for Isaac. So he doesn't know how to do this. So,
weird.
Are you back?
I mean, I'm here. I don't know what's happening on the camera. Go ahead.
You're back, no visuals. So what do you get excited for most leading up to a convention? We're going to talk about Tantrum Con in just a little bit, but what gets you the most excited leading up to a convention?
Yeah, one of the things that I like a lot. So again, we can talk about our convention coming up in a second, but there's some others that I really enjoy going to. But one of the things that I like the most is actually getting to see all the people that I haven't seen in a while, and then play games with those. So like, Ryan, I don't think we've ever actually played a game together.
Correct.
But if we're at a convention
see each other,
and we see each other and we have the time, and you're like, hey, you want to play the game? That gets me excited. I'm like, yeah, I want to play. Let's go play a game together. That's what gets me excited. So even tonight, you guys are special in my heart here. Once a month,
there we go.
Over in South Carolina, where Tantrum House is located, we do a community game night. So that's tonight.
Right.
We had probably 40 people playing games. We got tables, we got games, and I ducked out early so I could hang out with you guys tonight.
Be here.
So that's just one of the things that
it's awesome.
It's so fun. Like when you get a whole group together, and even sometimes when you're improvising, right? You're playing games that are only supposed to play 6 people, and you're like, but we have 7. We'll figure it out.
We'll make it work.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, he is back. There you are.
There it
Perfect.
is.
Sorry about that.
All right, cool. Back. So yeah, Jonah, I think my answer is pretty much the same. The people, I love getting ready for a convention. You know, we're getting ready for Tantrum Con, and then we're going to get ready for Origins, and we're going to get ready for Southern Fried. We get so pumped about these conventions, and we get excited about seeing the people that we'll only see a couple times a year. And then I think the second part of that is the thing that excites me about a convention is I'm always going to walk away with a new game that I'm like, man, that is so good. That is really, really good. I think it was Rolling Heights last year, AG, right?
Yeah.
Rolling Height, is that the right one? That's where you're building the You're building the yep.
Yep,
Rolling
and
Heights.
you roll the meeples
Yeah.
and where what side they land on.
Yep. So Rolling Heights was the one that it completely shocked me. We played it at Tantrum Con last year, and I played Rolling Heights, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" And now it's about to be at retail in March. I can't wait for it. So
Yep. Now let me ask you a question: is it one of the
Mhm.
things that you look forward to most is getting the new game because someone else taught it to you at the convention?
that
So
is
now I
kind of
know.
nice. Kevin taught us Rolling Heights. That is nice. I didn't have to teach that one. I like that. That is a nice feeling. So
Yeah.
It is. I got a few games, those of us who are going to TantraCon have been talking about teaching around, and like
Mhm.
La Ramosa was my #1 game of the year. So I got a handful of people like, you need to teach me La Ramosa. I'm like, I'll play that the entire con and be happy. But
Yeah.
playing the games, seeing the people, right? These conventions have become more about I've always called it Origins, which is the only one I went to, nerd camp, summer nerd camp. And
Mhm.
now it's like the 1 week I see everybody isn't enough. So I keep trying to get a little bit more and a little bit more. And
There we go.
you get a group of friends, you're like, I just want to go spend some time and play games with them. I got
Yeah.
lots of local people, kind of like you mentioned. You got you said how many meeting tonight? You said like 40 people together, Jonah?
We
That's
had about
awesome.
40 at our community
That's
game night
awesome.
tonight.
And I got people that I love playing in my community with, and we meet Thursday nights, Saturday nights. Like I got friends I've been playing for years, but there's people that I only get to play with a couple times a year, and getting to see them at those conventions is everything. But the other thing that I really look forward to the conventions is the angle Bob went with the TikTok channel.
Mhm.
Man, the food. I look forward to the food at some of these
Yeah,
places.
yeah.
Like I can tell you, I've spent more time looking at restaurants in Charlotte than anyone so far. I have a list. I have ranked 30 restaurants
Oh my
from
goodness.
gotta go to we can go if it works to
You
breakfast
gotta
to
share it with me,
dude.
man.
I gotta
So
finish it and compile it, but like I'm super excited. There's a lot of looks like really good food joints right around that. And
okay.
like you look at like Origins has some great stuff.
Mhm.
Philly is the best place for convention food. But like I just like getting out and trying food at places. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that as well.
That's awesome. So, since the three of us are surrounded by board games all the time, we're often the ones that end up teaching. Do you have a certain strategy or tip or something that you go to when teaching a new game?
That's a great question. So I thought about this question and I thought, man, well, I've got a few strategies and tips of like what not to do.
Okay.
But do I have any that are for what you should do? So here's one. One of the things that I have found frustrates me if I don't do this well. I've got to know the game well enough to teach it. Have you guys ever
Yeah.
tried
Yeah.
we'll learn it. I'll keep reading. I'll
Yep.
learn. And
Yeah.
we'll play
Yeah.
around, and it takes so long. It's like
Mhm.
this was a 40-minute game. When we're just cresting the third hour here as we try to
Yeah. Yeah.
keep learning. And so as I was thinking about this question, I thought, man, that's the one thing that's like you got to know the game in order
Yeah.
to be able to
Yeah.
teach it. If you know the game
Yep.
well and you can teach it, you can get people involved really fast, and you
Yeah.
can make
Yeah.
sure they understand it and things like that. And really just making sure that even if you are going to teach a
Mhm.
game while you are playing the game, you got to do that with maybe some of the lighter games, right? The easier to understand.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
okay to mess up the first round because the first round was only going to take 5 or 10 minutes anyway.
Mhm.
We'll
Right.
get it as we go. But sometimes those strategy games, so I recently did this. This is kind of why it was on my mind. Okay, we were playing uh, Great Western Trail,
Yep.
Argentina. And
Okay.
I was like, hey, I've never played before. They're asking me to read the rules. I'm like, listen, I've got the first kind of mechanics down. Let's
Yeah.
just go. I'll keep reading as we go. It's like every time a turn happens, I've got to read something else
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
where'd you land? I don't know what that one does. And it was just like, that was a mistake.
Yeah,
It's a slog.
it becomes really tedious when my friend Rick got sucked into one of those. We were as a very young channel. He was checking out some games at a convention, and he got sucked into it where somebody asked him. They said, "Hey, I could teach this. I got it recently," and so Rick went in thinking that the person knew exactly how to play. Come to find out that they had just broken the shrink the day before and hadn't even opened the rule book. And so like
Yikes.
they got started and it was like straight 3 hours. And he came out of that. He was like, guys, guys, I'm not enjoying myself. And I was like, I know, I see your face. So I think a strategy for me, a tip for me when teaching games is if I've played, I'm kind of like you, Jonah. I want to play the game 2 or 3 times first.
Mm-hmm.
But especially once I've played the game a couple times, giving people a tip on something that I learned from those first few plays. So, like, where do you get the most points from? Or what should you look for? Or what's a valuable card type? Stuff like that.
Yep.
So I like to give some tips because I hate it when somebody comes to the end of it and is like, oh, wish I knew that strategy pays off better than this one. So I kind of want to give them a little more information because that's how I wish I had learned,
For sure. I mean, one of my, I think a game gets ruined for me. Some of my worst game experiences I can think of is when somebody who loves a game teaches it and it just hammers you with it. Just wallops you. It doesn't, like you're saying, Ryan, doesn't help you with tips on how to play it or some strategy stuff. If I'm playing a game if I'm teaching somebody, I'm rarely playing to win. I'm playing to help that person enjoy it. But the thing for me when it comes to teaching, and I've learned, and it's much easier with people but I know what people I play with's learning styles are. And it's super important. If I sit at the table with somebody who needs all the rules explained out, I'm going to take the time to do it. I'm not on all the rules. I'm going to teach me the bare minimum to play this game and let's go. Yeah. And we'll learn as we go. And there's going to be mistakes. And I'm going to say, why didn't you tell me that? You probably did. I can only retain so much. So when people do that, we just did that the other night. I taught, what did I teach? Rurik. I taught Rurik to 3 people who didn't know it at one of our game nights. And, there were things that one of them at some point was like, why didn't you bring that up? And the other 2 were like, he said that. And I'm like, okay. It was in there.
That's good.
But knowing somebody's learning style will make the game that much better or potentially that much worse for them if you don't know how they learn.
That's true.
I thought of another one. Can I go again?
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
You just brought it back to me when you were mentioning those few things, Isaac. Now, this only works with games that have score cards or score pads. But I've actually realized one of the things that I like to do is play a round or 2, introduce them to the game, and then pull out that score pad and go, hey, reminder, you're scoring points for this, and this. And I found that that's actually really helpful because people go, oh, I was getting all these cards and we're not even scoring for cards, and it's like, right.
That old wallpaper. That's a perfect example. As many times as I've taught this game and as much as I explain, build them evenly. People don't understand it. So I hand them the score pad and they're like, oh, now I understand what
you meant saying. Even. Oh.
So even. I didn't know you
evenly?
meant even.
So, like the same.
Yeah. So
I just found that works pretty well, especially with longer games or we're playing 5 or 6 rounds and there's a lot of stuff to do. Sometimes that's really helpful to just remind someone, hey, this is how you score points in this one.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
You'll find a lot of people, after that first or second round, they're like, oh, yep, totally forgot about this entire category of points.
That's right. As part of the game chat, we like to take people who are watching some of their comments. Jason, tell people the end how you win the game. So how do you win the game?
Yeah, that's huge, right? Yeah. What's the end? What is literally the end game of this game?
Yep.
Right. So that's
and somebody random Facebook user. Yay, we worked on that.
So that's in the Game of Sidekicks community page. Rick's in there with Matt. Matt Paquette is in there.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So that's from Matt. He said, "Hey guys," and then he said, "We worked on that." So yeah,
nice.
I got to. You talk about meeting people, right? I just met Matt for the first time at Gen Con this last year. Like, just had great time playing. I think Green Team with them and just chatting with them, and like people are awesome in this community.
That's great.
Awesome people.
Very cool. So what's one rule that sticks with you that you got wrong when teaching a game in the past? So this could be a small rule. This could be a big one. This could be an embarrassing one. Share the embarrassing one.
Those are the worst, though. I'm perfect.
So, okay, I'll go first. So, pretty much around our circle here in the Tantrum House circle, everyone knows that I'm very poor if the game involves any sort of drawing at all.
Okay.
And I'm talking about, it could be illustration style drawing, it could
Yeah.
be cartographer style. Like if I have to draw at
Oh.
any point,
It's
I
rough.
can't play this game. I'm not
Okay.
good at it. However, I do obviously understand that some of these games are really intuitive to teach, and especially for first time, you're just like, these are easy ones, we can do it. So most of the time, because I'm so poor at playing these games, I'm just not kind of paying attention to the rules. As soon as they say, well, Jonah, you're gonna have to draw like this, I'm like, oh no, I'm gonna lose this one. So I'll just kind of follow along. So I believe it was, you'll have to forgive me, I'm not remembering what specific game it was, but there was a game where you are putting shapes kind of on your board, and think cartographers, since I brought that one up, like you've got the shape revealed, you have to put it on your board, and everything's supposed to be orthogonally adjacent, everything's supposed to be touching. And for whatever reason, when I was explaining the rules to this group of people, I told them the opposite, like nothing can touch.
Oh, okay.
And so we're playing, and
it's way harder.
I'm playing where I'm touching everything because I've played before. And then it was, we're like round 2, and I'm looking around like, guys, what? Why would we be drawing shapes, in the 4 corners of this board?
Funny.
What? You know what? We had to start over. Needless to say.
That's good.
Paper, we're gonna throw that in the trash, and we'll try again. That's on you.
Luckily, it was early on and not at the end of the game. Like, well, you guys all lose. Becky says, I've done better when I go into a new game as a learning game instead of being anxious to win. That is true. That is absolutely true. Going in knowing, whether if you're not teaching it, or even if you are teaching it, saying, I'm not going to win this one. I'm not going to put myself on that, trying to beat everybody else right now. Let me just play for fun. So
for sure.
So my big mistake would be Clank. We'd gotten Clank, and I had played Clank multiple times. I had taught Clank multiple times, but I had also been teaching a lot of Road to El Dorado. And so in Road, they're both deck builders, and in Road to El Dorado, you can hold cards. What is it? Quest for El Dorado.
Quest for El Dorado. Okay.
Yep. So in that one, you can hold cards back into your hand that count against your hand limit. You only have 4 cards. You can hold 2 back, get rid of or play or whatever you want with the other 2 cards, and then you draw back up to 4. So I taught that so many times around the time that I was also bought and taught Clank, and I thought you could also do that. So I'm sitting there playing one day, and Bob is playing with us, and Bob's like, how are you holding cards like in between rounds? And I was like, well, I mean, it's like Quest for El Dorado. He's like, no. I was like, no, I can just hold these 2 Clank cards, and like I'll discard them strategically later.
No problem.
He's like, no, you use all the cards on your turn. I was like, where does it say that? And sure enough, it's like right there. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I've played this wrong 4 times, and I've taught it wrong 3 times. So great.
But you still enjoy it. So.
Oh yeah. Then I played it the real way, and I lost. So yeah.
I think my biggest one was learning, as we learned together, learned Scythe. My buddy Gene, and Gene, Ryan, one of his favorite games is Scythe, and he has all of the stuff. And as we learned initially to play it through, I wonder if that's Chad, since we're getting just
probably
Facebook.
Chad. Cool.
So as we're learning Scythe and figuring out how do we play it, how do we make it work, I learned about the 3rd game as I looked, and somebody said, why are you just moving to the left and right with your pawn? I thought you could only move 1 space in each direction, not move it around. So I had taught the game fairly wrong, but everybody else was playing it correctly. So that one got me. But there's always so many little games that you're just like, oh crap, that's bad. And On Mars which is one of my top 3 games of all time.
Mhm.
We played that so many ways sideways learning it,
Yeah.
and then like, oh shoot, oh, we don't pick the guys up now. Oh well, that game was completely null and void. But
Yeah.
it's part of the learning experience. If you've got people around the table, I mean, what people are like. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, that's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
If I win,
I
lose,
think
or draw, it's fine.
Yeah, I think if you get a rule wrong for everybody, a good example, we were playing Resurgence this past weekend, Bob and I, and a person that came to the Meeples group here in Columbus. And so we're playing, and we got one of the rules wrong, but we were all using the upgrade in the same way. So it was like evenly wrong. Our scores would have been slightly lower, but I mean, it was still fine. So it was one of those things where we found out going into the last round, and we were like, okay, last round, we'll just keep playing it this way. But next game, this is how it's going to work. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I've
Super
had
great.
a experience like that. The very first time that I played the CGE game, Lost Ruins of Arnak, the very
Mhm.
first time that we played, this is early. And like probably you guys understand, sometimes when we get these games a little bit early or preview copies, or maybe
Mhm.
they would like us to review the games, there's no
Yeah.
videos out yet. Like they're asking us
Correct.
to make
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
videos.
Yeah.
So I'm reading the rule book, and I'm assuming that as long as you've got the cards in your hand to move your meeples, then you can move them. So
Yeah.
we played this first round of the game, me and a couple buddies, and we're just moving these meeples everywhere.
Man, you're moving fast.
Yeah, and I was like,
Tons
this
of
game's
points. Yeah.
great. We're getting so many points. Why in the world would we go up there and buy
Yeah.
those cards? We don't need those. We're moving everywhere.
Yeah.
And turns out you're not supposed to do that.
I bet your score was super high. Like
Yep.
that's one thing about that game. That game moves so slow in the very beginning. And I'm sure that you were probably like, I love this game. Whereas my first experience with it playing by the right rules, I was like, man, this is slow. So very cool. So let's talk about Tantrum Con. So you are part of Tantrum House. You all throw an amazing convention in North Carolina. It is a lot of fun to go to. This will be our family's 3rd year going to Tantrum Con. It'll be Isaac's 1st year going to Tantrum Con. What can people expect as they head to North Carolina, as they head to this family gaming convention?
I love it. I love the question. Well, first I've got to give a shout out to Isaac. I know you putting together this list of a bunch of food places to go to, but I hate to break it to you. At Tantrum Con, we do something called a turn-a-meal, where we play games and eat food at the same time. So for instance, we'll do like a pizza party, and we'll play like New York Slice from Bezier. Or we'll do ice cream, and we'll play, like an ice cream game or something like that. So this year we've got new and improved. I mean, we have been putting time, energy, effort into these ideas and what we're doing. We're doing a few life-size games that we came up with, which are going to be really fun. There's so many things going on, but to answer your question, Ryan, I think one of the things that you should look forward to if you're coming, if you're not coming, and you should come and bring your family, is that it really is family friendly. Last year we got probably the most compliments or praise, thumbs up, for how we actually interacted with the younger kids that came to our convention. So this is 15 and down. We had events for them, just as many events as we had for the adults and parents, and games. We had it for them. So things like, I didn't know these aren't board game related, but a lot of times the kids want to play a few, but then they want to do some other stuff. So we did things like, we had a live Among Us going on last year with all the kids. They had all these tasks, and they would like come up to you in the middle of your game, and they're like, we need you to draw a picture really quick. And I'm like, somebody knew I can't draw and put this stupid task on this.
That's hilarious. Yeah, that's good. I like that.
But they had so many cool things to do along. There was a pillow fight one night with the kids, and we watched movies with them. And I think that's what kind of differentiates Tantrum House, is that it really is family friendly. You can bring everybody and have a good time. Of course, there's all the things that you're going to love about a board game convention, right? There's all the games that you can play. The very first time that I actually went to Tantrum Con, so this is 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
very first time that I went, I was super impressed with the play to win section. I thought that was the
Yeah.
coolest
Yeah.
idea. I
Oh
hadn't
yeah.
seen it previously. So it was a
Yeah.
whole group of games. You play them at your leisure. If you play the game, put your name on the notepad. If you
Yep.
win the game, put your name on the other notepad. Winners are going to have a chance to take home that game, and then
Mm-hmm.
play to wins are random drawings for the game.
Yep.
So it was
Yep.
like we give away so many
You
stinking
really
games.
do. Yeah.
Last year, I was in charge of the giveaways. I kid
Yep.
you not. I think I had over 150 games to give away. I'm just
Wow.
walking around. We're shooting TikTok videos. I'm like, you want to be in my TikTok video? I'll give you a game. Like, let's
That's cool.
do
Yeah.
it. Right. And
Yeah.
so to me, the interaction, the family friendliness, you're going to
Yeah.
leave with something. We're going to have a good time.
That's right.
To me, separates it. I've been to a couple other conventions, and I'm going, nobody's interacting with me specifically.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
can play
Yeah.
games, of course, and I can have fun with my people, but like, let's have some fun. Somebody come
Yeah.
over to me and
Absolutely.
do something fun, and let's do it
Yeah.
together. So
It is a super fun convention. Like there's always something to do. There's always something going on. And if you're there just to play games, yes, you can just play games, but there's so much more than games. I don't know who the Facebook user is. I want to play a life-size throw a burrito
It's
with
Bob.
actual giant burritos.
that
I
would be
want
pretty
that as the tournameal where it's like it's a eat at Ralph's type situation where you guys are throwing burritos into my mouth.
That's
think.
Bob.
That'd be pretty
That's
good.
Bob.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty good. I see
So
Chad in the
also,
comments. Chad's watching. Chad was there last
Yeah.
year. Chad was getting his cornhole on at one point. He was getting it over there in the lobby, and we played that. So this is
cornhole
back
at a family
before,
event.
this is before Green Team Wins, right?
Yep.
All popular 25th century games that's out. Everyone's loving it. So we played
The
the
prototype was there
version
last year
with Chad,
Yeah.
and we played it a bunch. We were having a great time. We might have played that with 25 plus people at one point.
It was
maybe.
a lot of people.
lot
I
of
still have
people.
video footage of
Yeah.
a whole circle of people playing.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Yep.
These comments are so rude.
so I found out what it is. The Facebook user issue looks like it's isolated to I'm so sorry. Commenting on the
Switch.
Facebook feed and one board family appears okay. So apparently it's a permissions issue with Facebook.
Get rid of this
I
hat
just found
tonight.
out. Oh, jeez. So,
No, I'll keep it.
okay.
It's fine.
It looks better than your head. So
we gotta do our shilling for 25th century.
exactly. So, what makes this convention? I think you've kind of expressed it, but what's one element that makes this convention special to you? Not that you are part of the people that are putting it on, but like as an attendee, what makes this special to you?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I really love the most about this convention is a little bit of the preparation. When we have meetings and we're talking about what we're going to do at this convention, we really are trying to put ourselves in the attendees' shoes and say, how in the world can we have fun? What can we do? So, for instance, we've got some cool things planned this coming up, but I'm not going to give them all away. I'm going to talk about last year and how cool it was. Okay, but last year, right at the time we're doing this convention, Wordle's like super popular. So we're like, well, let's run a Wordle tournament. Like who?
That's right. I remember that.
Playing.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So we put on this whole bracket and Wordle tournament and gave away a bunch of prizes one morning. And to me, it's like, well, everyone was playing Wordle anyway. Come in here and play board game related Wordle. And we got timers and buzzers, right? Yeah. And we had even a show. So this is crazy, right? I've never seen this at a board game convention. I think a couple other conventions are doing it now, but we had a comedy show one night. Friday night.
So good too. It was so good.
Board game comedy. So that's our friend Grant Lyon. If you haven't seen his stuff, but put on a board game comedy show. We had dinner and we're sitting in there cracking up and giving away games. I think we put like golden tickets, Wonka style, underneath people's seats, and we're like, flip them over. If you've got a ticket, you won. Stuff like that. And to me, it's just the aspect of it doesn't. We don't like to leave you alone for a very long time where it's like entertain yourselves. Now, again, if that's your style, you can totally go sit and play your games.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Totally sit and play your games. But if you're looking for interaction with us, we are going to make sure that there's something fun, interactive that you can do and walk away with something new, a new game.
Yep.
And because of that, I think there's just more of a camaraderie. You see a lot of people walking over here and then over there, and they're like, I'll play. Yeah, I'll play. Let's play.
Yeah, I think last year it was cool coming as a family because we do a couple conventions as family. Southern Fried has always been a family convention for us in Atlanta, and Tantrum Con has been a family convention for us, along with Atlanta Game Fest when we've gone in the past early on. But it's one of those things where the kids feel at home at Tantrum Con, which is really, really cool. Even though you guys switched venues from a couple of years ago to just last year, my kids felt like totally at home. They were like, yeah, I'm going to go do this and I'm going to do this. Josiah won first place for his age group at the miniature painting, and like learned to love painting miniatures. Like he loved painting miniatures that weekend. He joined in a skulking tournament, got eliminated, but he had such a fun time. My daughter ended up painting minis like almost all weekend. She would go back to that room and be like, I'm going to paint this. I really want to try this. And so it is such a fun weekend. One last thing to talk about Tantrum Con, table flipping. Tell us about flipping tables.
So this is a stigma, right? In this community, it's like if you're playing games and you get really upset, you flip it over. And normally every time you've seen that, it's in some movie or TV show, and it's like the game that's on the table is like always Monopoly, right? And they're flipping it and they're getting upset because somebody just landed on Boardwalk or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, and in Tantrum Con, we do basically a table flipping tournament, and where we normally have someone will donate the games to us. A company will donate the games to us, and we normally have the contestants try to build them as tall as they can. Literally 30 seconds, open that box, start stacking pieces, build them up. And then on the count of 3, we're gonna flip them. Like, go for it. Throw these things in the air and flip them over. And that, to me, it makes the coolest pictures and videos. You guys, like these tables and games getting flipped. It's really cool. But to me, it's just more of that interaction and that fun. Like, who doesn't want to? Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to flip my game. I pay some money for these games, But it's like, I kind of did want to.
But if somebody else is going to clean it up, I'll flip the table. So,
it's like, I'll flip it though.
Bob and myself dressed up as space pirates a couple years ago and flipped a table over at Tantrum Con. It was a lot of fun. We got a question from the community. Bob asks, Jonah, what is the recommended amount of sleep per night while attending Tantrum Con?
Recommended amount of sleep?
He needs to know for legal reasons.
For legal, I mean, if you were looking to see, what's approved, then I got to say you got to get 5 or 6 hours.
All right, 5 or 6 hours, Bob.
Yeah, I think I was averaging a little bit less than that last time. I think I was going to sleep at like 2 or 3, and I was up by 7 because we're like, we got to run the. Let's get the breakfast going and let's get the next game.
Every convention's 3-2-1, right? 3 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower every day. That's your 3-2-1. If you can get those 3-2-1, you're doing okay. So
I like it. So very cool. So let's go into our pick 5. One of the things that we do on the show at the end of every show, at the end of every game chat, is we do a pick 5. These may not be the top 5 games of our choice, but we pick 5 games from our collection that fit the criteria. Tonight, the criteria is 5 games that you love to teach other people. So that's our pick 5. We're going to go around. Jonah's going to go first. Then I'm going to go. Isaac's going to go. We'll do our number 5 and count it down to 1 in no particular order, I guess.
No particular order. Yep.
All right. No problem. No particular order. So I'm going to start with this game. Have you guys played this one? It's called Linky.
Linky. Yeah.
I can flip the camera if you need to see it, but Linky. So the reason that this is on my list is because it's actually really easy to teach. And because it's really easy to teach, it means that I'm going to get it out more often with certain groups. So for instance, we played this actually on a car ride like 2 weeks ago. I grabbed just a stack of cards out of here and in the instructions, and I was like, this will work for the car ride. We had 2 hours to kill. We had about 5 or 6 people in the car, and we played that game. If you haven't played it, really simple. There are 4 clues on the card. Each clue has an answer, of course. It's kind of like trivia, pop culture trivia. And then those 4 answers are going to link together via a word or phrase, and that's what we're trying to actually answer. That's what will get you the point.
The association between them.
The association. So if you're really good at trivia, you might know all the answers, but that doesn't mean you're going to know the link. And if you're not so good at trivia, I only knew 1 or 2 answers, but the link seems pretty obvious here. So you can still get it. So that is on my list for sure. Linky, it's because I can get it out and I can teach it quickly, and that means we can play it. So
very cool. So my first one is going to be Floriferous. This is a very beautiful card game. It's a lot of fun to teach because it's pretty simple in its execution. You basically have rows and columns of these really pretty flower cards and vases and holding flowers and things like that. And it teaches so easily because all you're doing is you're saying you're going to choose a new spot going from right to left, from left to right, then you're going right to left, then you're going left to right again. And so it's 3 rounds. It plays really smoothly. It's really easy to teach. I've taught people who do not game very much, and they have been able to catch on really quick. I really like teaching it, and it's super pretty. You bring this one out to the table, and people are like, "Oh, those are beautiful." It's like, yeah, you want to play, don't you? So,
yeah, it's a great game. One of my wife's favorites. I'm going to go with Party Game, and every list of everything in my life will always include Green Team Wins.
Green Team
because
wins.
I will never, ever get tired of teaching this game. I will never get tired of showing it to people and playing it with people. And every opportunity I get, every convention that Chad's had, every charity board game meetup, I'm like, can I please teach Green Team Wins? Right. And I love teaching this. I told my story about teaching it to Nathan, not knowing who Nathan was. Like, I just love opportunities, and I never get bored with this game. Right.
If I was Nathan, I would have flipped the table on you and been like, you taught it wrong.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my first one.
That's awesome. We had some friends call us up. They were like, hey, my parents are in town. Bring Green Team Wins over, please. I was like, sure. So we taught that one, played it twice in a row, had a blast. So
Yep. Speaking of that game, so my parents came for Christmas this year, just a few months ago, or 1 month ago. And that's the first thing my mom says when she walks in. She's like, okay, I saw on one of your videos, there's a game where it's like consensus. You have to get everybody to play. And I was like, that's Green Team Wins. She was like, yes, you have that one? I was like, we have it.
So what's the next one, Jonah?
I've got this guy, which is the Guild of Merchant Explorers. It's an AEG game. This is a little bit of the same reason Linky's on my list. This is so easy to teach that it means I can get it played quickly. So if a new couple comes over or friends are coming over, it's like I can get this taught to you in 10 minutes. This means that we're playing by the 11th minute. You're not going to come back and say, oh, how does that work? Or this is confusing. And it's also fun. Like it's a good game. There's always going to be a little bit of strategy involved. There's always going to be differences when you replay. And for me, that's really big. I like some of these heavier games. I really do.
Yeah.
But the problem is someone comes over and they're like, hey, let's play this super heavy one. And you're like, I don't have the hour that to teach you how to play this, right? And so for me, the Guild of Merchant Explorers is on my list of games I like to teach because it's quick, fast. That means we can play it.
And plus, you have 4 maps to choose from. If you have a more advanced player, you can teach them a more advanced map. If you have somebody who's newer to gaming, teach them the first map. Good to go. So,
for sure.
Next up on my list is the Night of the Ninja from Otherwise Games. This one is really fun. I was able to teach this one to a whole crew of people at Origins this past year. It is so much fun to teach, and it's so much fun for people to realize why the order of operation is the way that it is, because by the end of the first round, they're like, I completely understand how I could have used my card better. It's a lot of fun to see this one click, and it's fun to have people say, I want to play that one again. Can we play it again now? It's really fun. Night of the Ninja is great. So, and if you want to play it digitally, go to sovereignty.com and check it out. You can use the code. There's a code. I can't remember.
We have to. We need a new one. She said it expired.
Mine did not.
We had a game chat one. It was just game chat.
We did have a game chat one.
Yeah. I don't know what yours is.
I'm looking up our code.
Anyway, you look it up. I'll move on to mine.
Keep going.
So for me, this is a game that I smashed 2 copies. Actually, Green Team's the same way. I have 2 copies of that in the boxes. It plays up to 24. This one play up to 12. It's a game that I love getting out of convention when there's a bunch of people sitting there and they want to play a game, or even if I just want to play with the fam in that Super Mega Lucky Box. I love like, okay, do you like bingo? Cool. Listen up. This is how you play this game. And it's fast paced. It's quick. We played this at the 10-minute call last year at PAX with 12 people at the table. They're like, 10 minutes, you got to get out of here. I'm like, we can play this in 10 minutes, guys. Let's go. And I just start bingo calling those numbers off. And it's still one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite things watching Luna just like go, no, slow down. I'm like, nope, you got to go. Go where you're getting left behind. So
we're limited. Yeah.
Super Mega
the code,
is a great time.
Bob said the code is Ryan Smells Wonderful. That's not true.
Like
always bored. BOARD. Always bored.
I like
it. Get access for 60 days. So on Sovereignty.
I love it.
All right, Jonah, next one.
So I don't have the third one with me. Okay. So if I need to, I can skip and I can show one that I do have with me. But
if we have it, we'll grab it.
Okay, so. I'm sure you probably do. One of the games that I've loved teaching recently is Ready Set Bet. So Ready Set Bet is a game from AEG. Is that right? You getting it right?
Yep,
okay,
AEG.
Got it. So here's the crazy part about this game. I actually enjoy not playing this game. I enjoy being the dice roller and the horse mover. Okay, because it's a racing game. I like it so much. I'm like so excited to play Ready Set Bet, and I'm immediately calling. Oh, I'll roll. I got it, because I'm going as fast as I can. I'm 6, 7, and the horses are just moving, and I like that a lot. And of course, it's relatively easy to teach because most people have a understanding of betting mechanism.
Yeah.
One bet per spot, and you're betting on which horse is going to win,
Yeah.
And we're going to start moving these horses as fast as we possibly can. And so I really enjoy that one, especially because that one plays a really high player count as well.
It does. Yep. Plays 9.
9. Okay, cool. I was going to say 8. Yeah, it plays 9 people. And if you really get fancy, right, you can have one person rolling, another person moving the horses. So now we're engaging 10 people.
Yep.
You want to get even fancier than that, have somebody else calling out the horses, right? Like the real life announcer at these horse races. It's good.
Yeah.
I like it. It's fun. I enjoy teaching.
Fun fact about this one, I've not played this game 11 times. I've been the horse caller every single time. I own the game. It's hit the table 11 times, and I've never played it.
I'm looking at my stats. I think I've played it 1 time, but I've called the horses every single time. The same thing. I just love going to 4s back up to 7.
Still fun.
7's 5 spots.
Maybe that's us coming into our role as the people who have to teach the games. We finally have one that's more fun to teach you and call it out.
That's right. That's right.
It is. Yeah. That's the game for me.
Chad asked, have you tried it with the app yet? I've heard from a reliable source that the app is pure garbage. Sorry, AEG.
So I recently went back to the app because I was not impressed.
I didn't say it was you, Isaac. You didn't have to front yourself out.
So they actually, I think they re-recorded parts of it.
Okay.
So when I went back to listen to it, it wasn't too bad. The original, when it first came out, sounded like people talking in a tin can. But I will say that it looks better. But again, like I want to do that role, so I'm okay with everybody's like, oh, somebody else can do it. I'm like, nah, I got it. And I've had a few other people do it who weren't excited to do it and got nervous to do it and anxious to do it. And so you've got to want to be the person.
Somebody who wants to be the caller is so
for sure.
Jason's got a great list here. Vegas dice. Anybody can learn it. Anybody can win. Fuji
great
flush. Game. Fast turns. Everyone gets involved. Love that. Kohaku. You may see that later on my list. Horrified. Beginner level thematic co-op that scales. Excellent list.
Yeah. Love Vegas dice. So good. So good.
Yep. I put Marrakesh on my list. This one's a really cool one because there's not a lot of games that have little tiny rugs.
Yes.
Every time I put this one on the table, people are like, "This is really cute," and it just engages people. It's very, very easy to teach. All you got to do is make a decision, which direction, and then roll a die. That's it. That's all there is. And so it's
Love it.
easy to teach. It's fun to play. I really enjoy it because as people are playing, they're like, "Oh, this is like, oh, look at that area that's popping up," So people
I
get
love it.
It's fun.
I almost put that on there for me. It's so much fun to teach that game. At Origins, they had a full size one. They were like this big in the kids' room. I was like, I want to go in and play that.
I thought full size, like you're putting out like
like a kneeling
4x2 carpets. Yeah.
That's the Tantrum Con idea. We just need a bunch of carpet. Have you played that one, Jonah?
Like, I'm not saying.
I have. I played Marrakesh, but not life size.
Not life size.
Not this year. Not this year. But you're planting ideas.
Okay.
So I went with
2024.
One of the games that got me into the realm of hobby gaming. I was playing Magic when I was in high school. Led to a Dice Master, hardcore Dice Master player that I was, and today, if I wanted to introduce something to a game like Dice Masters I love, I'm grabbing a 2-player version. I got every 2-player version of this and saying, sit down, let me teach you a game you're going to enjoy. Do you like Yahtzee? Do you like chucking dice? People, for the most part, people love chucking dice, right? So I was between this and King of Tokyo for a good dice chucker to teach people, but this is the one I just love sitting down and watching people kind of get and understand the game. And I always play at 30 for that first game. And almost always it's let's play it again. Let's do the full this time. So Dice Throne is such a great, fun game to teach people.
Yeah, I like it.
That's good.
All right, my next one here comes. It's Sagrada.
So good.
So I really enjoy teaching this. Now I'll throw a disclaimer out. Anytime that I teach this with first timers, I normally leave the tool cards out for the first time.
Yep. That makes sense. Yeah, that's good.
But the reason why I really like it is because it's relatively easy, right? It's like slide your picture behind your stained glass. Okay, everybody, which dice have to go in the red spots? And they're like, the red ones. Yeah. I'm like, okay, perfect. What about the number 3 right there? What do you think can go there? They're like, the number 3. I'm like, you've got it.
3.
All right.
Yeah.
No colors next to each other, no numbers next to each other. Let's do it, right? And it becomes very strategic very quickly. So it's very simple rules. And they're like, no, I'm understanding that I can't do that or shouldn't do that. But oh my goodness, this got deep really fast, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, I like that because a lot of times when you're teaching the game and they haven't played it before, people like that light rules. I'm not confused on what to do, but the strategy came in very quickly. So now I'm having fun because I'm just wrestling in my own head about what I'm supposed to do, but I'm not confused on the rules. And so for that, I really like it. Of course, if you leave the tool cards out, then the next time you play, you're throwing tool cards in. There's so many of them in objectives. So now you've got replayability going. And so that's why Sagrada makes my list.
That's really good. That's a great one. So
good choice.
I've got Kohaku on my list. This is a fantastic tile laying game. It's so easy to teach because players are drafting, and once they understand the movement of how the tiles kind of fall, once something's drafted from the middle of the table, it's very easy to catch on. And then you just remind them throughout the game how each of the different elements score. Kohaku is such a smooth playing game, real relaxing. I love to put on some music so that people are relaxed and just teach Kohaku to whoever wants to learn. It's a really fun, beautiful game to play. Kohaku is on my list.
What kind of music, Ryan?
Like garden music. I always search for like Zen garden music or koi pond music or chill lo-fi beat music, So
I was thinking death metal. I really thought that's where you're gonna
go. Yeah. I started with that, and that caused a lot of anxiety. So a lot of issues.
It's always with some of these games, they're huge. I just grabbed the lid now for them because I can't really lift them up in front of me.
That's right.
With the camera. But this game that was my number 2 for this year is so much fun to teach because it looks like a lot of game, but it's real easy to teach, and people that play it are just like, what an experience was that? And that's Foundations of Rome.
I can get behind that. I think that's a great call.
I mean, it's an easy teach, right?
Somebody
But
needs
like,
to teach it to me.
God, is this going to be at Tantrum Con?
Have you not played it, Ryan?
No, I haven't. And I tried to get in on Kevin's
live in
teach,
this game.
and
Oh my goodness, that game will be present at Tantrum Con, so we'll get it's
Okay.
a good game.
Thursday night, Ryan.
Yeah.
Come early.
It's a good game, but I agree with
can't
Isaac.
be there
It's
Thursday night.
really easy, really easy to teach.
It's an under 10-minute teach. It's an under 10-minute teach. I can teach you everything you need to know. 3 actions, right? Everything Emerson does is still, to me, one of my favorite designers. And it's just a beautiful game. And as you see it evolve on the table, because it truly is a game that evolves, you're like, man, I would never want to play this with cardboard pieces. I would never want to. And you can see people's heads starting to move in a direction. But it's a fun one to teach, and it's a pain to haul to people's houses, but fun one to teach. So,
well,
does Bob
we'll have to
have
get a hold
this
of a
one?
copy. He does not.
He does not have this one.
No.
Bob, what are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
It's a good game. Okay, my last one for the evening is, I mentioned it earlier, but it's Cartographers.
Super good choice.
I really like teaching this one because to me, even kind of coming into the hobby, we played a lot of games growing up, but I wasn't really immersed in the different styles of games until within the last 5 years. And so to me, getting introduced to something like Cartographers, I had never played a roll and write or a flip and write. I had never even heard of this. And playing Cartographers was actually the first one that I played. And I thought, this is just the coolest thing.
Nice.
That it would be simultaneous, that you flip it over. That's the one you got to use. Put it in. Now, granted, I'm terrible. I've never won a game of Cartographers. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I can't, the Tetris, I can't draw. I can't do it. But I'm like, I can teach you how to play it, though. Easy.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Love it.
My last one is going to be no surprise to people who know us. Unmatched. Anything unmatched. I know. We are asked constantly to teach people how to play unmatched stuff. There have been people who have watched us online for the past 3 years playing Unmatched and saying, I learned how to play Unmatched because of you guys. And so Unmatched is one of my favorite games to play because once it clicks with you, once the system clicks with you, you can pick up any box and you can just start playing. This is our second time doing this. We're going to bring our entire collection to Tantrum Con, and we actually have a teaching session Saturday morning at 10 a.m. It's already filled up. But we're going to be teaching 12 people how to play Unmatched, and they're going to get to choose who they fight as, pick their favorite character, and they're going to learn how to play Unmatched.
I love it. Do you have a favorite character?
About that.
Do you have a favorite box of Unmatched?
Favorite box, Cobble and Fog. It's by far my favorite. It's just such a good, complete box. I think one of my favorites, top 3, Little Red Riding Hood. She's difficult to play as, but when you get the strategy down and you play the hand right, just you can't beat it. So that's Chad was right. You did a big teach during Southern Fried. Southern Fried is the first time we set up a space and people stopped by and learned how to play Unmatched for the first time. It was really fun.
I've still never played it.
What the crap is wrong with you?
I've played Star Wars Duels. Isn't that the same thing?
No. Okay, listen. We're gonna have everything there. Okay. So you're gonna have to play.
Ask Erin if she'll teach me.
Yeah,
okay.
if you like, I'm sure you'll like it. If you like Dice Throne and you play the other one,
I'm sure I'll like it. It's just no one has it. Chad's never played it either. Perfect. You can teach Chad not.
Jeez, guys.
It's like Munchkin, right? It's like the same as Munchkin.
I hate you. Oh.
Yeah, Erin, please. Erin can teach us.
Yeah.
So my first, and now I'm looking at the top of that shelf. I should pick that one, but I'm going to do this one because it's too far away. My first real Grail game. The first real Grail game that I wanted to get a hold of was an out of print deluxeified edition of this game, and I love teaching it because it's my all-time favorite game. And I felt like if it's my all-time favorite game, it's probably gonna be high on my teaching list regardless of the complexity of it. But I love sitting down and playing Orleans with people. Orleans is my number one game. Deluxeified version. I love the bag building. I love the chance to get the right stuff. I love the way this game interacts with itself. The Joan of Arc draw and write is a great kind of boiled down version of this, but Orleans is a game I just enjoy teaching to people because it's my favorite game, and to me that was a high criteria for this. So you said you're teaching Unmatched. I am teaching Donut Shop at Tantrum Con. I've got I think two games of that going. I think I need to add some seats if I can. I have to message. I can't remember if I had a message about that. But we're also going to be teaching. Yeah, we're teaching this.
Agueda. So I'll be teaching this on Friday night.
Very cool. That game was coming to the table when I walked out of community game night. So
you want to play it right now? We can set it up.
Yeah, we can set it up, and or we could play with our families and make you watch.
Oh yeah, you can just watch. Yeah, that'd be fun. Just watch. Maybe we can play a Tantrum Con. Okay. So Chad asked you a question. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love components of games. It's one of my favorite things, right? I don't know if you opened yours. Yeah,
I opened mine.
It's got this. The bag's pretty cool, but this it's got these little like. I don't know how so good. Do that. These little like umbrellas. They're just
little plastic umbrellas.
So very excited to try this one out. Donut Shop
is super enthused about this.
Is he? That's awesome.
Can I tell you how everything smells? It smells delicious. It smells
perfect.
Gross. But yeah, we're doing
it's like this stupid show.
We're doing Donut Shop. We should increase the seats for Donut and Agueda since we'll both be there. We could just teach it together.
Yeah.
But we are doing a combined game chat show teach at Tantrum Con. We're doing, I think we have like 12 people, right?
Yep.
We're doing Green Team Wins and Monikers with the group. So a couple of fun little party games. Maybe bring Night of the Ninja if we have time.
Yep.
Throw that. It might be good too. So very excited. So, Tantrum Con is like, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. It's one I really wanted to get to last year, and it just worked out really well this year, timing wise.
You're gonna love it. It's really fun.
So yeah, I'm super excited to see everybody and hang out. So and to meet you in person, Jonah. So
yeah, we're excited to have you. We've got lots and lots of stuff on the agenda this year, more than we did last year. I thought we did a lot last year. That was like this is fun. This is a top tier, above what some of the other conventions, just what happens and how you feel about it.
Yeah.
But this year I'm like, who scheduled all these events and fun things? Who's supposed to run all these? And they're like, Jonah, you got it. You'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. We're just,
I just won't sleep.
Yeah. I love it.
And you guys have an awesome crew and fantastic volunteers. So yes, really cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
We always end the episode with what have we been playing? So Jonah, what's a game you've been playing?
Well, the one that I want to talk about, I shouldn't yet. I'm not supposed to tell everybody just yet. And I've been playing it because I like it, actually.
Okay.
I think there was a hint to it even today. So I'll give you the hint because I think the hint came out, so I won't get in trouble. So this is the Stonemeyer game.
Oh, I saw the picture. Yeah.
Jamie posted a picture of it today.
Yep.
Okay.
So that game is what I've been playing. Nice. I like it.
Saw the
cool. But for the ones who actually need to know a real game that I've been playing, I actually like Silver. I've been playing Silver. So my dad was in town, and growing up we did card games. That was kind of his thing, our thing. That's how he grew up. So we liked the card games, and so we've been playing actually Silver by Bezier and Cabo by Bezier. They're nice. Kind of similar, the same, but he really likes those. So actually I bought them. They're really inexpensive. They're less than $10. They're just card games. I bought 2 copies of that and actually sent him back to Texas with them because he's he's a chaplain in the Air Force. So he was like,
Nice.
we'll
That's
play
awesome.
him and we'll do some stuff. So that's actually what I was playing recently because my dad was actually here. He's into card games. And I was like, oh, we got to try these. Let's do these this
That's
time.
really cool.
So.
Yeah. That's awesome. I have been playing The Great Split. Bought a copy of The Great Split when it hit retail 2 weeks ago. I love this game. Like it is, it plays really fast, like almost too fast. Once you know how to play, we played this last night. I taught it and finished the game in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It is really good.
I'm a big fan of That's Horrible Guild.
Horrible Guild.
So the only reason I'm a big fan is because these games come out of the box gorgeous. Inset
They are
board,
so good.
Gorgeous. Like this is beautiful. I want to play it because it looks
gorgeous.
so good. And then of course, if they're good games, you're like, oh, perfect.
Absolutely. Yep. And then I played the Groundhog Gambit. This one is one of the holiday hijinks games. This one actually is a 3 out of 3 difficulty from Grand Gamers Guild. Oh, you've got it too. Nice.
Yeah, it was on my list.
Yeah. So it was on your list.
I just didn't write it down. They're fine.
Oh, you didn't write it down. Well, that's your fault.
I don't stick to our list at all.
Me and my daughter had a really, really fun time playing this weekend. Groundhog Gambit. It is, I think, my favorite of the Holiday Hijinks series. It is definitely worth picking up. It's great. Like when you go over to Grand Gamers Guild website, you can get 3 of them for a pretty decent price. I mean, and they're a lot of fun. Let the whole family when me and my daughter finish this, it's like I want to pass this off and be like, hey, you need to play this. It's really fun.
Yeah, the greatest little escape game, for sure. Some of my favorites. So you mentioned Resurgence, which I thought was what you were going to talk about, because you just played that.
Gave a shout out.
What's up, Amy? Amy, tell all the people something they should look forward to at Tantrum Con. Amy has been our Tantrum Con administrative extraordinaire, so she knows more of the secrets than I know.
Oh, very cool.
So if you're still watching, Amy, type
can we get an exclusive on here?
A little behind the scenes, so we played Rurik with the expansion, Stone and Blade, as I hadn't had a chance to gotten the expansion a while ago. Wanted to get that out. Like I said, taught it to the 3 guys, and they really, really enjoyed this one. So much interaction with that game. And Dudes on a Map games are not my favorites, but we really had a good time with that one. And in anticipation of Motor City, we've been playing a lot of Three Sisters recently. So just got my Motor City copy, so I'm excited to get that out and check that out as well. So
I didn't fill out my information, and I didn't get my Motor City copy. So one of those fell through the crack moments when I was like, oh man, it shipped out to everybody. And I was like, oh, I screwed that one up.
There you go. Amy's got some comments there for you.
Let's see. So many Tornameals. Yes, Tornameals are really fun. Also, let's see. Most excited about the kids' room and Werewolf Hallway. Very cool. My kids love Werewolf, so they should.
I told that the kids' room is a big deal.
Awesome.
Those kids have a great time. So,
also the flea market's up to I just pulled it up over 1,000 items. The virtual flea market. There's some really good games on there. I bought 2 already off of there. So some good stuff on there.
You guys need to, if you're watching this is your exclusive sneak peek.
Okay.
Only people watching are going to know. So last year, every year for the flea market, if we do one in person, so Amy's got to confirm this. Amy knows all the deets. But if we're doing a flea market in person, Tantrum House always brings a lot of their excess games because, as you guys probably understand, our shelves fill up pretty significantly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you got to get some of those games out of there. And a lot of times we're not really looking to profit. So last year, I could not, we sold our entire table to the first person who walked in the room for $50 every game. You can have them. They're yours. So if you're if you're watching and you're coming and you're
driving,
come over and say something to us.
If you're flying, that ain't gonna work.
You gotta have the space. You might have to leave somebody in Charlotte and drive home.
That's right. You guys look for Tantrum Con, North Carolina. It's going to be so much fun. February 24th through 26th. 2023. We're going to have a great time.
Sure.
You can find Jonah. Why don't you tell people where people can find you?
Sure. If you are interested in watching some more stuff that we do, it's Tantrum House. Tantrum House, pretty much on every single social media platform and channel. So that's Tantrum House on YouTube. That's Tantrum House on Instagram. That's Tantrum House on TikTok. We got some cool TikTok videos. You guys should go watch them. I think they're pretty funny. That's Tantrum House every single place. If you're looking for tickets to Tantrum Con, you can get there from tantrumhouse.com. It's one of the first options on the top. But at the same time, you could go to tantrumcon.com as well. But Tantrum House, anywhere you're looking, that's where you're going to find us. Again, we do lots of reviews and playthroughs and previews of games and all sorts of cool stuff. Anything where it comes to tabletop games in the industry, that's where we're going to be. And that's where you can find me.
Awesome.
That's right. You can find our stuff at One Board Family all over the place. oneboardfamily.com for our news, reviews, previews, all that great stuff. Top 10 list from 2022, all kinds of things going on over there. We've got some new previews going up this week and next week. And yeah, we'll have coverage of Tantrum Con throughout the weekend. So be sure to stay tuned to our social channels at the end of February so that you can see everything going on at Tantrum Con through our social channels.
GamingWithSidekicks.com. You can find us on all of the socials that have already been mentioned. Not MySpace. I think that's the only one we're currently in construction on.
Yeah, you guys shut that one down. Yeah, I was sad to see it go too.
You're in my top 9 friends though.
I know. Yeah.
And like you said, TikTok is the one we're spending the most time, putting the most effort in. I'm trying to push to get to live videos, which we're getting close to. There's a lot of really fun board game people on TikTok. If you're not there, I highly recommend you get over there and check things out, and come check all 3 of us out on the TikTok as well. So
that's right. Cool. All right. That'll do it. Jonah, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun having you on, and thanks for 5 great games that you love to teach. So
you're welcome.
Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me.
So absolutely. You guys have a great night, and hopefully you'll do some gaming this week. Have a good one.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Bye.